G'day everyone and welcome to the video. Today we'll be talking about how to glitch photos in Audacity. While this process is a bit more complicated than editing a photo to look glitchy in a program like Photoshop, it's arguably a more pure method of creating these visuals where we go into the raw data of a file and actually manipulate it, and be true to the definition of glitch as a problem or fault that prevents something from working as intended. I'm doing everything today on Windows, but it'll work just the same on Mac too. To start with, you'll need to download Audacity, which is a free music editing program. Once this is installed, you'll need to prepare your images before you can actually start messing with them. There are two kinds of files you can use to glitch, bitmaps or TIFFs. Depending on which one you choose, you'll get a different result when you do the glitch. Bitmaps are easiest to produce. You can easily turn a JPEG into a bitmap using something simple like Microsoft Paint. If you use a more complex program like Photoshop, however, you'll be able to change the bit depth of the bitmap file, with different bit depths giving you different results from the glitches. TIFFs are a little bit more complicated as you need to go into Photoshop and save them in a specific way. When saving the TIFF, set the image compression to none, don't worry about the byte order, but make sure pixel order is set to per channel RR, GG, BB, otherwise the glitching won't work. Once you've got your image saved, it's time to glitch. We need to bring it into Audacity, and there is a special process for doing this too. Go to File, Import, Raw Data. The most important thing to change here is the encoding to ULAW. Byte order doesn't matter, make sure the channel is set to mono and leave the rest of the settings at their defaults. Once opened, you'll see a sound wave, and what we are seeing is our image data represented as a sound file. Press play if you'd like, but make sure to turn your speakers down because I can tell you now it's not going to sound very good. Now we can basically start to alter this data how we want. However, there is a tiny bit at the start of the file called a header which you'll want to leave alone. Changing this will cause the file to become instantly corrupt, so make sure any selections you make are made after it. There are a heap of different things we can do to create glitches, way too many to cover in just one video, but let's run through some basic alterations to get you started. To select part of a file, just click and drag along the actual wavelength that you see in Audacity. You can cut and paste or copy and paste just like you would in any other document. When pasting, by default, you will insert the data in the new place you have selected. You can do an overwrite instead by selecting a section of the data and pasting over this. There is one thing to note, and that is if you are glitching a bitmap file, you need to make sure that you don't end up with less data than what you started with. This isn't the case for TIFFs, and with TIFFs you can even delete sections of the data for some interesting results. You can even open up a second image, copy data from this and paste it into the first photo, which can create some pretty cool effects once you've found the right spots. Just make sure that the second image is the same pixel dimensions and file type as the first one. You can make specific selections by using the timestamps down the bottom of the screen. This is useful regardless of the glitches that you make, and it's a good idea to take notes of the times you are using so you can replicate the results down the track. Where the real fun comes into play though is through adding in audio effects. You can do this by selecting a section of data, going to the effects menu and clicking on one of the dozens of choices. Within many of the effects, there are also several options you have to adjust the specific parameters of that effect. And there is so much room for play and experimentation here that you can really just go all out and have some fun. There are about 40 different glitches that you can actually use to change your files, which are too many to go over in this video. So what I'll do is I'll make a second video which will just run through the results from all these different effects using both a TIFF and a bitmap file. That way you can see all the results without having to do the hard work yourself. The parts that you glitch work a bit differently depending on whether you're using bitmap or TIFF files. Bitmaps are a bit more predictable. When you change 1/3 of a bitmap file's data, you can expect around 1/3 of that image to be affected. If you want to affect the whole image, then you just select everything. With TIFFs, however, the color channels are separated into red, green, and blue sections, so you can actually go in and alter the color channels individually, which will affect the whole file. We aren't quite finished yet. We still need to get this altered data out of Audacity and back into a format that can be read as an image. To do this, you want to go to File, Export, and then Export Audio. On the next screen, change Save As type to Other Uncompressed Files, choose Raw Headerless for the header, and choose ULAW for the encoding. change the file name and add in a version number, and replace the extension raw to the kind of file that you started with, either bitmap or TIFF. Then hit save, click OK through any warning messages or anything else that comes up, and if the process has worked, you'll have your new glitched image. I'll finish this video off by telling you a few more tips with the glitching process. Firstly, while you never know what you're going to get when you're saving a file for the first time, the results are reproducible. If you do the same thing to the same part of the file a second time, it will match the first glitch. Secondly, I recommend exporting a new version of the file each time you make a change. I really can't stress this enough because it can be easy to end up corrupting a file, and also you'll lose track of what changes you've done. It's a good idea to name your file names with the changes you've made and, if possible, the times you've actually altered, and even better, keep a document with a running list of the exact numbers and settings and times that you've changed at each step for each version of the file. Glitches will only work in one direction. For example, if we look at the phaser effect, then the effect goes horizontally. If you want this to go vertically instead, what you want to do is rotate the image before you glitch, and then once you've glitched it, rotate it back the right way. If a file can't be read, such as when you're trying to open it in Photoshop, it doesn't mean all is lost. Sometimes you can open it in a different program, so try a different program before you delete it, and you might get lucky. Once you've managed to open a glitched file, I recommend resaving it as a JPEG. This way you'll create a new, stable version of that file with all the glitched aesthetics of the original, but you'll have a better chance of it being stable and you'll be able to use it on platforms like Instagram or send it to the printer. That's it for now. There's heaps of stuff to explore, so have fun glitching, see what you come up with. I'll catch you on the next video.